Edmund the General, also known as the Brand, coming at you again. I got a question. Where are all the virgins at? Where are they? We look at social media. All over social media, it's popular to have so many bodies on you, especially for women. Women are continuously sexualizing the internet, posting up pictures, nudies, booty shots, pum shots. You go on Twitter, oh my goodness, that's just porn. Literally, because they're flexing the box. Pum-pum's looking heavy, fat. Everyone's popping that booty. And it looks like the pussy's the new flex. How fat is it? But where are the virgins at? Now, a lot of us who have actually been around the world, hint, could already smell when somebody who acts like they're getting it all the time really isn't. You could just smell it. Just like the same way that we could smell if it's someone's first time. Like if you're talking to a Joby and you ask certain questions or you talk a certain way to her, like you step into her, you know what I'm saying? You can already tell, hey, you know what? It's her first time. Ripe for the picking, right? The way how these women now are dressed, I'm talking about the women now, this is going to be geared towards them. Sorry. The way how women are dressed nowadays, for the most part, especially if you're going down to the club sector. So for everyone who's familiar with Toronto, if you're going down King Street, going to Bathurst and Bloor, Hamilton shut down, so that's not going on anymore. Government shuts down, that's not going on anymore. Going to the Six, Drake's Club. If we're going to these clubs and you see the way how these women are dressed, very provocative. Bati riders, pum shorts, skirts are super high, you're seeing the cheeks. I seen the other day, there's like a new flex that's going on, I believe, whereas these women are rocking around with the jeans and the cuts are way up in the booty hole now. So you're pretty much seeing everything. It leaves no imagination to the eyes. But whenever we see a woman who's fully dressed, she has a pretty face, but you could tell just by looking at the body that it's banging, but she's covering it all up. Oh yeah. I'm outside. What's good, fam? I'm outside. Yeah, you could tell that she's looking fine. Now, me, those are the kind of chicks that you want to wife up. Mainly because they're familiar. They have self-respect. Something that a lot of these women don't have nowadays. It's all about the bodies and it's all about the money. There's no more love. Love was back in the days. Back in the days, you can get a girl and you could be on the grind. You as a man, you're working your way up to the top. You got a vision. You got a goal. Fuck, man. So many calls. You got a goal. Fuck. You got a goal. And you're with a girl. And you could be broke. Believe me, I was there. I was there. And you're working slowly towards your goal. So in the meantime, things aren't looking too pretty. You're pretty much scraping every dollar. You pretty much got to make sure that, you know, the bills are paid first, and there's not a lot of entertainment spending. Now, this was me back when I was just out the home. I left the home when I was like 18. Funny story, but that's for a different time. But yeah, 18, that's when I left, and that's when I left the nest and ventured off on my own. So around that time, you know, like before the girl, you're stacking bread. I don't know about y'all, but for me, I'm a workaholic, so I'm always working. So me, I'm always just stacking. Then when you get the girl, it's like, fuck, man, now you gotta spend. You gotta keep her entertained. You gotta get, you know, take her shopping. You gotta do some extra shit. It's like it's a different world now, because now you're taking care of both yourself, and someone else. At least that's the way how I was brought up, and that's how I am to this day. So when it comes down to it, it's just like a matter of understanding that if it's coming to that point where you finally decide to finally get one, that's what's gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? So this video is gonna be clearly something that's gonna be going along the lines of interviewing a virgin. Let's check it out.
Are you a virgin?
Yes.
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Why haven't you done the deed yet?
To keep a strong society is family. And so, in my view, choosing my future husband is like the most important decision I'll ever make.
Now, family values, something that a lot of people don't have nowadays. Marriage seems to be something that's like foreign to, I would say, a lot of people now, and social media keeps pushing it to the point where it's like it's considered as just a piece of paper. It doesn't necessarily mean anything for some strange reason. She is young. She's part of a new generation, and the fact that her parents, I'm going to assume it was her parents that actually instilled these values into her. She's carrying that throughout her everyday life, and she's seeking this type of environment, this type of a thing. You know what I'm saying? So, holy, this type of thing.
And I'm somebody that I know my heart, and I know that I fall really hard when I meet somebody. So I want to retain some level of objectivity.
Falls really hard for the person. Now, a lot of people will consider that as a sucker for love. Sucker for love. Someone who, when they meet anyone, they immediately go head over heels for that person, and they're all in. All the chips are in. They're giving their 100%. Nowadays, there's not that much trust. So whenever people get into relationships, they have this reservation. So could you imagine, you're into this relationship, you want to believe that the other person's giving their all, but you yourself is giving only a certain percentage. So who's to say that probably that person is doing the same? You'll never know unless if you have that heart-to-heart talk, in my opinion.
I'm selecting a future partner, and I know that if I had sex with them, I would be completely imprinted on them. And instead of being like, okay, is this person, do they have the qualities that I'm looking for in a husband, or am I just making it work instead of like seeing red flags and leaving?
Now, marriage before sex is something that a lot of people cannot do. I think the excuse would be, if you're gonna find someone and you're gonna get married to them, and if you finally have sex with that person and it sucks, then for a lot of people that's like that's a red flag. So they want to test it first to see if it's that good, and if it's that good, then there's some form of consideration to be like, okay, I think this is the right person for me to get married to. Looking for the qualities in that person, as in like, do they have family values? Are they a breadwinner? Are they is that person someone that's willing to go the extra mile for me? That's something very important. Very important. So the fact that she's even on that thought process is quite astounding.
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women tend to do when they come out to Miami?
I mean, this is just my personal sense of style. I just think it's respectful to others. And
now, when you look at her, very beautiful woman. Very beautiful, well kept. You can see the body and the areas where things are protruding, which is looking full. And to be honest, any guy that takes a look at her and starts talking to her just for like a little 2-3 minutes to obviously notice that she's highly intelligent, she has her head on her shoulders, and she actually brings something to the table, could be a potential nurturer, and is somebody who's actually self-aware and keeps herself in a position where clothing-wise it's not that revealing. So there's not going to be so many heads popping over at her, potentially disrespecting you as a man. Because that happens. That happens. You could be chilling with your girl, or your girl could be chilling with her man, and then if you guys are going to a mall, or you guys are going to a store, or you're going to a festival, a club, whatever, and you see a next man or a next girl checking your partner or trying to step to them, just because of the way how they're dressed, again, just focus on the woman. If the girl's dressed a certain way, and you know what I'm saying, like, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. You don't want, in my opinion, I don't want any guy being able to see what's really going on with my girl under the clothing. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
my future partner, and to myself, to just cover myself up more. I know that I, take care of myself. I'm pretty athletic, but I don't need to have that on display.
Pretty athletic indeed. Gym, some form of a workout, exercise, that goes long ways. Long ways. I know for like a lot of women, once they enter a relationship or after they get a baby or whenever they enter marriage, after a certain point of time, they just give up. And you see that a lot in a lot of these women. So if you take a look at older pictures, whenever you look at certain people, you can tell that back in the day, yeah, the woman, she looked pretty sexy, she looked pretty fine. But then you look at her at the present day and it's like, God dang, what the fuck happened? They gave up. They came to that point where it's like they don't feel like they need to do anything anymore. They don't need to put any effort to look good for their man or even look good for themselves. That's very important. Take care of yourself. Make sure that you look fine. Make sure that you're healthy. And just stick with the program that you've always had. Why would you want to neglect that? And just because you finally settled down, you got the guy that you want, that you're just gonna just let go and everything go hanging. I don't put stock and I don't honor that. Their honor should be snatched. Well, that's it. That is it. That's all I have to say. Keep in mind, if you're looking for a partner, make sure you find somebody who has the same core values as you. Make sure that they are respectable, not someone who's gonna embarrass you in public. Exercise. These are my thoughts. Evan the General signing out. Peace.